Hey guys, good morning. How is everyone doing this morning? I hope y'all are doing well. Happy Sunday. And I decided to go live kind of last minute this morning because I was getting ready to put together the watermelon tiered tray kit, and I thought y'all might want to watch me paint it live. So I think I have all my stuff together here. I've got all my pieces cut out, and I've got my paint that I think I might use, and I'm just trying to get everything set up. So I'll give y'all a few minutes to come on, and I'm gonna put the links to everything in the comments. So let me refresh my screen so I can see y'all's comments. And if you come on and you're watching, please say hello and tell me where you're watching from so I know you're there. Okay, I just pasted a bunch of links into the comments. So y'all let me know. My dog is trying to join me in my craft room today. My teenagers are asleep, so hopefully they're not gonna be up making noise while I'm trying to do this live, because I'm right here off of my kitchen. So that's where my craft room is. It's actually supposed to be my dining room, but I turned it into my craft room. So, all right. So I've got my pieces cut out here, and I'm gonna go with a pink and green theme. Let me show y'all some cute straws I bought for my tiered tray. So if y'all like to do tiered trays, I don't know if you've seen a lot of people use straws to decorate them, just a little something to, add some color. And I found these straws on Amazon, and I pulled a few out. So I'm thinking that this is going to be my theme. So I've got watermelons, and then I've got some pink and green straws. And these are one of the links in the comments. So if you're looking for those, this actually came in a pack with a whole bunch of other patterns and colors too that will work for other tiered tray themes. And okay, so y'all, I actually I masked, and I painted first and I masked this, and then I realized, because I don't usually do that, y'all know that's not my usual style, when I did it, that I didn't paint far enough up. So I'm gonna have to fix that, which is fine. We'll fix it all when we get around to it. Okay, so let me think what to do first here. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint a couple of things white. And I'm using the Americana, Deco Art Americana, just white paint. I am pretty much out of Waverly White chalk paint. So I need to go to Walmart, although I've heard that a lot of the Walmarts are out of it. So you can order it on Amazon, but it costs way more than it does in Walmart, and I really don't want to pay that price for it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to paint white is the little shiplap round, and I usually just put one coat of white on the shiplap pieces because I like them to look distressed, and I like the lines to show through. So I just do kind of a light coat and I leave it. Oops. I'm going to paint that piece white too here in a minute. Let me scoot these down to make sure I'm in camera here. Good morning, Heather. How are you this morning? Are you the one that said that you were getting ready to make this? Someone commented and said they were getting ready to make this, and they wanted to see it painted. I've got a whole bunch of them cut, and I just need to get around to actually painting them. And some of them I'll do videos on. Others I probably will just go ahead and make them and post pictures, because it just, there's just not enough time in the day to video all of them. There's barely enough time in the day to get them all painted, which is why I haven't done it. All right, and then this little square, where are my baby wipes? I always keep baby wipes handy when I'm painting to wipe my hands and to wipe anything that I get paint on that I don't want paint on. They are super handy. I have a big thing of, a big huge box of them. Good so far. You can't wait to cut. Oh, very cool. All right, I think this one I want it painted. Yeah, this one I want it painted white. The square. Sometimes when I create these, I have it all in my head about how I want it to look, and then when I go to make them, by the time I get around to making them, I've forgotten what I had in my head. So I probably need to just like write down the color schemes that I have, just kind of in my head to paint them at the time so I don't forget. And I just do, like I said, I do one coat of paint on most of these pieces because I want them to look a little bit distressed. And it makes your life easier, you know? All right, let me see if there's anything else I want white. Okay. These pieces. All right, so these are my watermelon pieces, and what I did was I cut one out that has the everything, you know, the seeds and the rind cut out, and as you can see, like this broke this little, I don't know, I guess it just didn't cut all the way through or whatever, and I'm not going to worry about it because I'm not selling this. This is just for me, so I don't care about that. I would have probably recut it if I was selling it though. I definitely would have recut it. So then I've got 2 extra pieces because I'm going to glue these together, and that way it'll be thicker and it'll stand up on its own. So let me do that piece next. Sometimes I just, you know, like I said, I forget how I want these to look. So I'm kind of thinking as I go. And I might do the wrong color and then change my mind. You just never know. All right, so this piece, I've got this little tiny apostrophe down here I don't want to lose. So this piece right here, all these pieces are cut out so that you can paint them all separately. And this is the piece that didn't cut out completely very well. Let me see if I can still salvage. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Sometimes, you know, you get glues or whatever in the layers of your wood and it makes things not cut out perfectly. So, all right. So the rind is green. I'm just thinking out loud here. This is pink. These are black. So should I paint this black or white, y'all? What do you think? Comment and tell me. Sometimes the comments are delayed, but I don't know if I should paint the outside white or black. So I'll go ahead and start painting this. I've got several different pink and green paint pens pulled. I'll show you what I got here. I have a combination. I just pulled everything pink and green I could find. Some of these are Posca pens, which are my favorite because they are really good coverage. And some of these are Heroic brand, and these are both linked in the comments. So this is one of the links that y'all will see when you scroll down and look in the comments. Let me try this pink Posca pen first and just see if I like this color. I think that's probably gonna work. So, yep. And anytime that I paint tiered trays or any smaller pieces, I try to use paint pens whenever I can because I feel like they're so much easier to deal with than a brush and paint. So I love paint pens, and I'll have to probably do 2 coats. But you can see this Posca pen is really good coverage. Now they make some big thick Posca pens. I don't know if all the colors come in the big thick ones though. I know black and white do because I usually order the white ones in the thicker ones. Well, I order both. I order like the medium tip, and then I also order the white, the thick, like wide tip ones in the white because those tend to come in handy when you have like bigger pieces that are white to paint. Hey Brandy, how are you? Good morning. You think white? Okay. My tiered tray is white. I will tell you that. The tiered tray that I plan on putting these on. Does that make a difference? I'm not using the tiered tray that I've been using in my other examples. I actually ordered a new tiered tray. I mean, I love that one. I'll keep using that one, the wood one that I got at Target. But I ordered another white one. It's a 3-tier from Hobby Lobby because at the time Hobby Lobby was closed and I couldn't go there and shop. So I found it online and I ordered it, and it's really cute. I just put it together this morning. All right, so for the rind, let me think. Am I going to do the dark green or the light green? I actually need to look at something. Well, let me see. The straws are this green. See, I have to coordinate things. It drives me crazy if it's not coordinated. And I think I need to peek at something really quick. Yeah, I think the dark's going to be fine. I have the tiered tray is sitting on my kitchen counter. I had to peek at it because I've got, I have something really cute I'm going to use on it. I'll show y'all that in a minute. It is a mini piñata that I got at Target, and it's a watermelon wedge. And I actually bought 2. I feel like I say actually all the time. I don't know why I do that. Sorry. So I bought 2 of the little mini piñatas. They were on the party supply aisle. And I saw them and I just thought they were so cute. I think I'm getting low on my green maybe. I got a rainbow and I got the watermelon. Because I'm planning on doing a tiered tray that is rainbows and unicorns. And if y'all want the link to this file, it's also in with the other links in the comments. It's the first one at the top of the links that I posted. All right, and then for, oh, you think black then? Okay, I'll do it in black. All right, let me put my glasses on. Can't see these little tiny pieces. So this is just a watermelon seed. So I'm painting these black, and I'm using a black Posca pen. The black Posca pen, you don't generally need 2 coats. It is really good coverage. And actually that pink one, I don't know, I might do a second coat on the pink. Sometimes I just, y'all, I love a distressed look. That might not be your style, but it's my style. So sometimes I feel like if I paint it too dark, it looks too perfect. And you know, like I said, it makes your life easier to paint less coats, right? It just makes it look more homemade because this is homemade stuff. You don't want it to look like it came out of a factory, right? I surely hope I'm not leaning over enough that y'all can see me because I have not taken a shower today and I have no makeup on. I'm in my jammies. So I am not going to be on camera this morning. Okay, so we're going to do this in black then since the tiered tray is white. For some reason, the sound isn't working for me. Could someone tell me what paint pens those are? Can everybody else hear me? Can y'all comment and tell me if you can hear me or not, just to make sure that my phone isn't doing something weird? Because if it is, then I'm gonna have to stop for a second and fix it. Tell me if you can hear me talking, just so Mariah knows for sure if it's her phone or her iPad or whatever she's watching on. Mariah, sometimes, well, if you can't hear me, this is not going to help you. I was going to say sometimes if you exit the video and come back in, you can hear me, Brandy. Okay, good. Can somebody possibly tell Mariah to close the video and open it back up? And maybe that will help. Or just comment to her that the links that I commented with all the links so she can find the Posca pens. I would really appreciate it. Okay, whoops, I just threw my seeds everywhere. All right, Now, while I've got my black pen out, I think I'm going to go ahead and paint a couple of other things. I'm going to paint, this is the little thing that goes on the tag, the little like washer piece. I think it's called a washer. I think somebody commented and told me one time that's what it's called. It's supposed to just look like a vintage little tag. I put them, whenever I put tags in my tiered tray files, I always put a couple of these in there because I think they look cute on the tag. So if you ever get a file from me and you're wondering what the heck that is, that's what that's for. And then home, so that's going to go on the square sign. So we're going to go ahead and paint. This is the HME, and the O in home is this little bitty watermelon. I don't know, Mariah, is your volume turned up? See, here I am. I'm still talking to her like she can hear me. That's not helpful. I don't know. I'm sure you've checked your volume. That's weird. Technology. I am not that great at technology. I figure out how to do what I need to do as far as like my laser software and my Facebook page and going live and stuff. I have yet to figure out Instagram. If y'all follow Emily Bank with That Mom with a Laser, she is amazing on Instagram, and you know, probably because she's younger than me and Instagram is for the youngins, right? If you're over 40, you just do not know how to work Instagram apparently. I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, I know how to work it. I just don't know how to do all the cute things that I see other people doing. So maybe I'll figure that out one day. Thank you, Brandy, for telling her the pins are linked. So yep, I'm just painting these little letters. So I don't need to paint the other pieces, the other watermelon slices, because like I said, we're gonna layer those. So we don't need to paint those. All right, there's my letters. Now, what are we gonna do next? Okay, so here's the little watermelon that's gonna be the O. Now, I painted this white. The piece of wood I cut it out of, I had painted white, and then I masked it with my masking paper. But my fan, like my blower, whatever you call it, on your laser, it kind of blew some of the masking off, so I can't even really tell. I don't think, so there's obviously masking around the outside. I can't tell if the seeds still have the masking on them or not. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is such a tiny piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint the rind green. I may have to do some touching up. I don't know how well this is gonna work because this is not my usual way of painting. I usually I don't paint before and I don't mask anything. All right, we'll do that. And then I'm gonna paint these and I'm gonna just go on top of the seeds. Like I said, I don't know if they're masked or not. I can't tell. I'm trying to kind of dab my paint pen so I don't get under the lines, but this just I might take the masking off and it might be a complete hot mess. So no guarantees with this. We may have to just touch it up after I take all the masking off. Sorry if y'all can't see that. It's so tiny. But we can always paint black for the seeds over top of the pink if we need to. And that'll show up fine, I'm sure, if we do like 2 coats. All right, so let me see how this turns out. Whoops. Where are my tweezers? Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take a pair of tweezers and I'm gonna pull off that piece. Okay, well that actually worked pretty well. And then like I said, I don't know if there's still masking on these seeds or not. I might have painted on top of masking for this pink thing. Oh, I sure did. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm I'm not sure which of these to pull off first. Okay, I'm gonna pull that one off first, but I'm gonna keep it because I might try something here in a minute. All right, so now let me paint. Now, but see, I've pulled that other piece off. See, I told y'all this is not my way of doing it. I'm just trying, because I'm not a good painter and I don't have fine tip markers. All right, we're gonna try to put that piece back on. All right, now we're gonna paint this again. It's very hard to tell if the masking is still on. Oh, look, now I'm wiping the seeds off with the paint pen. That's helpful. Oh, Lord. This is gonna be a hot mess, little tiny piece of watermelon. It's a lot of work for a little tiny piece of watermelon, isn't it? That's all right, it's gonna look cute when it's done. All right. All right, let me try this again. Let's pull this off. Do y'all mask? Do y'all paint first and mask? Comment and tell me if you do. And tell me if you know a better technique than this, because obviously this is not working too great. Now I'm pulling the masking off of the seeds. Or at least I'm trying to. Is there not masking on that one? Look at that. There's probably not. There's masking on that one. There's masking on that one. All right, so I was gonna try to put this back on and paint the seeds. Do y'all think that's gonna work? Let's see. So we can get them like nice and neat. Let me try it. Of course, I'm getting pink all over me because I painted it pink to begin with by accident. Okay, now I've got my black Posca pen. I'm just dabbing. Might be a hot mess, but I really wanted this to be 3D and I thought it would be so cute as the O in home. You scrape the pieces off with your finger or use duct, did you say you use duct tape, Robin? I'll have to try that. All right, let me see how this goes. Are y'all ready? I don't know. Oh no, it's a horrible mess. It's a horrible mess, y'all. It's terrible. All right, this is what our baby wipes are for. I do not claim to be a good painter. I like to design files and I love to make things with my laser, but the painting part, whew, y'all. It is not my favorite thing to do. Okay, so I wiped that off with the baby wipe. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set this piece aside and just let that dry because it's wet from the baby wipe, and we're gonna fix it in a minute, okay? So we're gonna move on and do something else. But that will probably also be a hot mess, but we'll see. Okay, this piece, all right, so this is our, I had a technique I was gonna do for this. Okay, so this is where it says watermelon, 10 cents, and it's got the little piece of watermelon. I'm gonna try something. All right, I put this tape on to pull this out of my laser. Mariah, you said you found them? Okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Sorry, if you need me to comment, let me know. And so what I'm gonna do, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but I'm gonna put duct tape on, duct tape. See, I got duct tape on the brain. I'm gonna put painter's tape on the back. And then I'm gonna pull the painter's tape off the front so I can paint it. We're gonna see how this works. I do not know, as usual. And if all else fails, then we just take it all out and we just paint it individually, and that is fine too. Okay, so we're gonna just paint this part with the black pen. This just makes it quicker if it's still down in the wood, you know? And it makes it line up better if we leave it in the wood, if I can get it onto the backer. I hear teenagers getting up here at the crack of, what, 11? What time is it? 11 o'clock. The black bled through because the pink paint was still wet. You can use a hairdryer or heat gun to quick dry paint. I can't see the rest of your comment. Yeah, I have a little mini fan. I do have a heat gun too from my old scrapbooking days. I could get that out. And I have a hairdryer too. I have all of that right around me, and I just am just a hot mess anyway. But thank you. I will try that. Hopefully I can salvage that piece. I did cut an extra one. It's out in the garage. Let's see how I'm gonna paint this little guy. So this whole part is gonna need to be pink, and I would like to use a finer tip pink. That's not, I don't think that's really finer tip though. It's not. Those are pretty much the same size. I wish that I had like fine tip paint pens in all these colors. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and paint this, and I know it's gonna get on the seeds, but I'm gonna try to at least not get it on the rind, so I can paint that green. Stephanie, these are Posca paint pens, P-O-S-C-A, and I have them linked in the comments along with some other supplies that I'm using in the video. So if you scroll to the first comment, that is my links. Those are all my links. Okay. I can try to paint around those seeds. That's working pretty good. But I can't wait for y'all to see it all put together on the tiered tray, because I've got some cute ideas for it. All right, I think I'm gonna let this dry for a minute before I do the green and black, so I don't have that same thing happen where it all gets mixed together. Yeah, Stephanie, they are easier. I mean, I'm still, you know, I'm still making a hot mess, but it's easier than trying to do it with a brush for sure. Okay, now what are we gonna do next? All right, so this one and this one go together. I think this is our last piece technically. So what I have here is I have the tag, and I have engraved in the tag, like this says one, what does it say? Your one in a melon, and then it's got a watermelon at the bottom. So the one in a is engraved, and then this is all raised, and I just cut out a square or a rectangle around it. Sorry, I'm off camera. Just to make it easier to handle. And then the little apostrophe came out, and I have it right. It's right here. It's a little tiny one in the crumb tray. So this one, did I paint this white? Yeah, I painted it white and I masked it. And then, but here's the problem. Like I said, the fan blew some of my masking off. So I'm not really sure that that was even worth the effort. Because the middle of my A is missing. So I gotta be real careful with that. That little dot on my eye. Did I get that off? I think I got that off. So I'm just pulling the masking pieces off. And I think, see the middle of my O, it blew that off too. So I'm just gonna have to be careful when I paint. I do have a fine tip black marker that I use. I'll show y'all that. And that piece is already off. And I think the middle of that, and I think the middle, yep, those are off. Okay, what we're going to use for this, that's a little bit more fine tip instead of the black Posca pen, is a black Memento marker. And this is a permanent dual tip black marker. This is not in the links, but I will do another comment with the link to this when we're done. It has a brush tip on one end, and it has a fine tip on the other end. So I'm going to use the fine tip. Well, maybe I'm not. No, I'm not either, because that's actually too fine. And I'm just kind of dabbing it because I don't want it to bleed and make a big mess. I think the middle of the E, is that still on there? I can't tell. I'm going to treat it like it's not. That's why I was really hoping the fine tip would work. Y'all probably can't even see because I can't really zoom in any more than this. It works, but it's just a little tedious. It's just not as wet of a marker. I don't know if maybe it's just dried out over time. Let me try a different one. I have a few of these. Let me see. Because I don't use the fine tip. Oh yeah, this one's much better. That one was just really dry. Okay, this will work way better. And you can get these on Amazon. You can get them, I think you can get them in the craft store as well. And the ones that I can get away with using the brush tip, I am. But there's some that have the little insides of the letters that I'm having to use the fine tip on. It just dries out so fast. Just use the brush tip as much as I can and then finish it off with the fine tip. I don't know if it's because I'm painting on wood that it's drying out. Probably not really meant for wood, it's meant for paper. I think they might have a fine tip Posca, like Posca pen in the black or the white. So I'm going to try and order that. Yeah, it does not like the wood on the fine tip side. If I just dab it lightly. These tier tray pieces, I love them. They're so cute, but they are a little tedious because the pieces are smaller, but it is worth the effort in the end, I assure you. All right, let's see if this worked or not. Oh, it worked, but look what it did. It yellowed around there. Y'all see that? I don't like that. So see, that's what happens when you mask sometimes, I guess. Maybe I needed to turn down my power a little bit. Where's my white pen? I don't have a fine tip white pen. I might be better off with the brush, like a really tiny brush. Let me see. I've got this little tiny angled brush. Let me see if I can get in here. I also don't do a whole lot of engraving. I prefer to cut most of my stuff out, so I don't have the engraving mastered as far as like the settings go on my machine. So I probably had my power up too high. You know what you could do for this piece that might actually be easier is paint the tag black. That way your burn marks don't show up, and then do your lettering in white instead. That might make your life way easier on this piece. Just a suggestion. You could paint it with black chalk paint because that would look really cute. Or a dark gray if you don't want to do black. I'm just going to go back and touch up the places that I'm messing up my black. So you guys that do a lot of engraving, I'm sorry the light keeps changing. It's just the natural light coming in my window. Those of y'all that do a lot of engraving, tell me your tricks to make it not have scorch marks. Is it the power? I have a feeling it's the power. I don't know, maybe I need to turn up the speed. But see, Glowforge settings are different from settings on my laser. I have a Thunder laser, so mine are a little bit different. You might actually have an easier time. Sometimes my laser can get a little carried away with itself. It's pretty powerful. So doing something tiny and tedious, you have to be real careful. All right, that's gonna have to do for now because I don't want to tie up y'all your whole day. And I'm just going to kind of feather that a little bit so it doesn't look so spotty. Okay. And then we'll let that dry and I'll touch up that black. Use alcohol or baby wipes to remove the scorch marks. Oh, I think I did read about that. I'm going to have to try that. Okay. This piece, I think I'm just going to go ahead and pop these out because these are not too small. I think I can line these up pretty easily. Hopefully they all come out of here without difficulty. Let's see. Yep. I think I had my power up too high because even these look like a little scorched, and normally my letters don't look scorched. I'm just getting all the little middle pieces out. Okay, that's going to go over here. And I'm going to paint these black. I've heard of denatured alcohol too, Susan. Have you ever, is that what you're talking about with the alcohol? Denatured alcohol? I don't know what the difference is. Do you use a Q-tip to do it? Hey, Katie. I'll be done soon. If you guys, I know you might want to make like pancakes or something.
No, we're not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just painting all these black. Which is my favorite color to paint stuff because it's super easy. And it's one coat with these paint pens at least. All right, so now we've got our little watermelon. I'm gonna bring this piece back over too. Scoop these aside, let those dry. This one, I'm gonna go back and try to do the green without letting it leak into the pink. You could always change your settings and cut this rind piece out. That would work too. Definitely wouldn't cut the seeds out. That would be a nightmare. Trying to catch all those little tiny seeds. That would not work very well. There we go. Okay, that is done. Trying to find space for all this stuff. Oh, I have another piece over here I forgot we have to still do. I have a feeling that, yeah, we're gonna have to, that's scorched pretty bad too. We may not use that piece. I've got so many other pieces. I don't even know if I can fit them all on the tiered tray. I keep forgetting not to go over the watermelon seeds, but it doesn't really matter because the black covers up the pink pretty good anyway. Okay, there we go. And while that's drying, I'm going to show y'all how to put the watermelon together. Let me see if I can still salvage this little guy first. I think I'm going to paint the outside of this one black. Because I did the masking with the white paint, but that did not seem to work very well on this one. Sorry, I'm getting awful quiet, y'all, but I can't paint tiny things and talk at the same time. And now the seeds. That actually turned out pretty good. Y'all see that? Let me see if I can go ahead and paint this one, so we'll be done with that. Oops. So these are pretty easy to paint, as long as you have a fine tip black paint pen or marker, like a permanent marker. All right, so that piece is done. And then for the watermelon, so what I'm gonna do is, I've got this glue. I use Titebond wood glue, and you can get this on Amazon. Let me see if I can get the gunk off the tip though, because it always gets clogged. And this is in the links that I posted for y'all. But probably any wood glue would work. Like, I've heard Gorilla wood glue is really good. You could use that. Okay. And the trick is just, you don't want to use too much glue. Well, I think it's still clogged. Hold on. It's just got a bunch of glue gunked in it. Okay. Don't want to use too much glue, and we're just going to layer these pieces together and make sure they're lined up. I'm just going to put a thin amount on this piece. And that way this will be able to stand up on its own and look really cute on there. I always like to do at least one 3D piece on these kits. But just don't use too much glue, because you don't want it oozing out everywhere. That's that piece that I was having trouble cutting. Make sure those are all lined up really good. And then if any glue seeps out, you can just wipe it with your baby wipe. And for small pieces, like the seeds, I usually use this glue. I did not link this one either because I didn't think I was gonna need it, but this is one of the ones I use all the time, called Stick Fast Thick. Make sure if you order it, I recommend the thick kind so it doesn't drip. And then I'm just gonna put a little dab down in here, because it's easier than trying to put it on each of the seeds and then ending up gluing my fingers together. I don't know if all these seeds fit in the same. I can't remember how I did it. Hopefully I can get them all back in there if they're not all identical. I didn't think about that. I'm pretty sure they are. Get in there. Oh, come on. I guess they weren't interchangeable. Make sure and mark your seeds so you can get them in there. You can always take, so this is what I'm gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna take, if you don't mark stuff and you can't get it in, like your little puzzle pieces, you can sand them a little bit. I know this is tedious. I'm probably gonna sand my nail polish off my nails. But I just have a sanding block. And sometimes you have to just sand a little bit to get your pieces to fit together. Let me see if that works. If not, I can always recut it, and then next time I'll pay attention to which ones go where. I don't know if it's gonna work. Let's see. I have to run out and flip my machine back on. All right, get in there. All right, I'm gonna flip my machine back on after I get off here, of course. I'm not gonna hold y'all up doing that. But anyway, make sure you mark your seeds that which holes they go in, or leave them sitting, you know, in the position they need to be in so you know where they go. Learn your lessons from me, right? Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. Now, we have one more. Well, we have to put the pieces on here. We do have to do that. We have to put all our pieces on everything, actually. And so this piece is the one that I'm thinking, instead of engraving next time, I might cut it out because it did scorch pretty bad. And I really don't want to have to deal with painting around all of these letters. So if you see what I'm talking about here with the scorching. If you can engrave it and it not scorch, that's awesome. But if you have an issue with it scorching, you can always change your settings and you can cut these letters out instead of engraving them and do it that way. Okay, so I'm not going to paint this piece live because, as you can see, it's going to take me a long time. But what I would do if I did not have the scorch marks is I would paint all of this lettering black, and then I think I'm probably going to do something different with the colors down here for the seeds and the little things, like maybe paint the seeds pink and then these little things green. And then, of course, I have to paint my pieces of watermelon. So I'm going to do that off camera because I'm going to figure out how to fix this with all these scorch marks. I might just do it over again and try to get it not to scorch and see if I can work it that way. So I'm going to set that piece aside. We're not going to do that one for right now. Because as y'all know, the way that it goes when you're working with the laser is that nothing is perfect. And you have to play with settings and you have to recut things and re-engrave things. And it's just the way it works because it's a machine and you kind of have to, you know, every machine is different. So you have to know what settings work best with your particular machine. All right, this piece, I'm trying to think because I was trying to not have to take it all out of here. Let me pull this up on the screen so I can see where to put everything. Okay, so yes, this goes on here. And I don't know if this is going to work or not. If I flip it over, they're going to fall out. So y'all give me your hot tips. If I flip it over, they're going to fall out. I could just line them all up by themselves, but I know that somebody has a trick for moving this onto here. Like if I maybe like try to peel it and slide it on there. What do y'all think? See, the pieces are already falling out. I could do a piece of cardstock on one side. Here, you know what? I have an idea. All right, let me put this back in here. All right, let me know if you have a better idea than this, but this is my idea. I'm gonna take this piece that I painted and I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna turn this over, peel this off, because I like to have these all lined up and they're such small letters that it's going to be kind of a pain getting it straight. I mean, you can just use a straight edge or a ruler or something. All right, so let's try this. Peel that off And then let me grab a piece of cardstock. Oh, Tracy, hey, how are you? You can't even start it right now. Watching a replay again. Yeah, you can't watch the replay until the video is done, if that's what you mean. I'm just grabbing a piece of cardstock, y'all. Hang with me for just a sec. A piece of paper would work, an envelope, a bill, whatever you have laying around. Something thin. I say it'll work, but I really don't know if it'll work because I don't usually do this. We're going to try it. Okay, so now we're going to lay the cardstock on here. And we're going to flip it over again, like that. Then we're going to do this. I'm going to take this piece off. I'm going to try to line this up like I want it, so it's straight, kind of straight. The only thing is, I don't know because the lines, if it's going to be right or not. Okay, so this is what my plan is. I'm going to kind of hold these together and pull the cardstock out. What do y'all think? Is this going to work? I think it might work. Oh, look at that. It worked. Something I did on live camera worked. I'm just like, thank goodness, because every time I go live, something fails and I have to repaint or recut or whatever. All right, so here we go. Now, see, the problem is, are they going to come out because they've been painted? So they might stick in there. Oh my goodness, I think they're all coming out. Y'all, seriously, finally, things are looking up. Now, of course, we have the little middle pieces. Get those out of there. And everything's going to shift just a tad, but that is okay. We have the general idea of how we want it to look, right? And it's basically lined up for us. And that wasn't too tough of a way to do it. Okay. And I'll show y'all. I know this is upside down and backwards and everything else to y'all for right now, but we will fix that at the end. So for this, hold on real quick. This is bugging me. Whoops. I just want to touch that up because it was like some black on the edge there. All right. We are going to use the fine tip glue here because these are such fine tip letters. Now, let me ask y'all this. Who has used, because I have not, who has used the 3M adhesive sheets that I have heard about? Because those sound like a total game changer. And I'm thinking that I'm going to want to get some of those in my life. What do y'all think? Do you know what I'm talking about? They are adhesive sheets, to the best of my understanding. Let me put this paintbrush in water before it dries out. I don't know why I did that. They are adhesive sheets that peel off the back that apparently stick really well. And you can put them on at some point during the project. I'm not sure if you put them on before you cut. Y'all comment and tell me if you know. I'm sure there'll be people watching the replay that might know the answers to some of these questions too, because I think there's only like 5 people on right now because this is kind of a surprise live. But apparently then you don't have to glue all these individual pieces. You just peel the backing off and you're good to go, which sounds amazing because anything that saves time on these little tedious projects is just awesome, right? You kind of have to have a lot of patience to make little tiny things like this. And I don't have a ton of patience, but I have a determination to make tiered trays because I love them. So I will just keep on with my little tiny pieces and my glue and my paint pens because I like tiered trays. I'm addicted to tiered trays. I'm obsessed. I think they're adorable. I have them all over my house. My family thinks I'm nuts. They're like, what are these things that the cat basically keeps knocking over? Oh, I have to show y'all real quick at the end too. I found at Hobby Lobby, because our Hobby Lobby's finally opened up, I found at Hobby Lobby the other day, over there where the easels and canvases and stuff are in the paint section, I found these little tiny easels. And I got a black one and a natural wood one. And they're perfect for setting, for like propping your signs on your tier trays. I have to show y'all. You will be running out to get some, not today because Hobby Lobby is closed on Sundays, but you will be running out to get them. I promise you, they are so perfect. Okay. So there's that. Now you could always cut the letters and the watermelons and stuff out of 1/8 inch wood. I cut everything out of 1/4 inch wood because I like things to pop. I like dimension. So, and it makes my life easier because I feel like the pieces are a little bit bigger and less likely to fall through the crumb tray. So that's why I do that. I'm gonna set that aside. Now we're gonna do this one. So we have our little home. Whoops, this goes this way. Home with our watermelon. I love this. Oh, and this goes with a frame. Okay, so this is the frame piece that came with the kit that you know, the file. This is one of the pieces, and I stained this before I went live, and the stain that I used is called Jacobine by Minwax, and it is one of my favorite stain colors. I just put a very light quick coat on there. I literally just stained it before I went live, y'all. And then I wiped most of it off because I didn't want it to be dark. I do like the dark stain, but I didn't want it to be like too dark. All right, so then I just glued that on there. And then let me get my little pieces where I want them. And that's gonna go there, just kind of like that. Okay, and we'll glue these on with our fine tip glue. Just a tiny bit of glue. You don't want this oozing it, whoops, goodness, oozing out everywhere. It's basically super glue, honestly, y'all, is what it is. You could probably use super glue and it would probably work exactly the same. You could just get you some super glue from the Dollar Tree. I don't know. Don't like totally rely on me telling you that. That is just a hunch because it smells like super glue. It sticks really fast like super glue. It will glue your nail back on in a pinch. Okay, there's our little sign. How cute. Let me turn that around. I know it's still backwards to y'all because I'm in selfie mode, but basically that's what it looks like. If you are worried about your edges, you know my trick for the edges. I'm not going to lift it up yet because it's not totally dry, but I'll do it here in a minute. Go around my edges with my brush tip Memento marker. Okay, let me set this over here. And then we got this with our nice scorch marks that are bugging me, but you know, it is what it is. So let me though take my white paint pen and just kind of go around these edges because they look scorched too, and that is getting on my nerves. I'm just lightly going over just to kind of get those scorch marks off of there. I definitely need to figure out the engraving settings better on my machine. I know some of y'all do beautiful engraving with your Glowforges because I've seen your posts and they are amazing. So I know there is a trick to it, a technique to it. All right, we're gonna line this up. This says maybe the letters will distract from the scorch marks. One can only hope. Where's the O? Here it is. What does this O look like? I'm looking at my screen to see. I think it looks, yeah. Goes down like that. I'm trying to look at my screen to see the font and like see how it all goes. All right, so basically like that. And then this, where's the apostrophe? I don't think this is the apostrophe, but I might like this better because the apostrophe is tiny. I don't even know what this came out of. This is like, didn't it? The apostrophe is this little bitty thing. I'm going to use this, y'all. I don't know. It came out of something, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's going to look better. Do y'all do that? Do y'all just like pull random pieces out of your crumb tray? Uh-oh. It said trying to reconnect. Can y'all hear me and see me still? I hope so. I don't know why my Wi-Fi would be doing that. Probably because there's 3 teenagers on my porch using Wi-Fi. And they probably have Netflix on the TV. So everybody's trying to use the Wi-Fi at one time. And like I said, sometimes I get carried away with my tiered tray stuff and I make too many pieces to possibly fit on a tiered tray. So I may not need that one that scorched really bad. I may not even remake it. I don't know though. This tiered tray, like I said, it has 3 levels. And I usually only have 2 levels on the other one. Oh, I'm gluing my fingers to my tweezers. There we go. Okay, there's your 1 in a melon tag. Cute, right? And just gonna be even cuter when we put some ribbon through our little washer up here. Okay, so that concludes all our little pieces. Let me show you one more time. And then I'm gonna go decorate my tiered tray and I'm gonna take a picture of it and post it so y'all can see. So, and I'm gonna flip the camera here in just a minute also, so you guys, it won't be backwards for y'all. And I need to put my little seed in here, so don't forget about that. And then this little sign, and then we also are gonna have that other sign if I end up doing that. All right, let me flip this around. I think it's this button. This button and this button. There we go. Okay, so can y'all see that? Do I need to move it? Which way? This way. This way. Here. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Like that. Everything's backwards to me now, so it's like when I move it one way, it moves the other way for y'all. Okay, so there's our little pieces that we made. Super cute, right? And then they're gonna go really cute with our straws, our little like melon straws. And then I've got a few other little things that I'm gonna put on the tiered tray. So I will post a picture of that here shortly. Thank y'all for sticking with me through another hot mess video. I really appreciate it. And I will have lots more files and tiered tray files and all of that to come. I hope you liked this project. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. No, I can't turn it off, y'all. Oh goodness, we need like a blooper reel. Hold on. Thank you, Carrie, right? Thank you, Carrie. That's so sweet. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.